Nuclear weapons are terrifying. Opinions about their development and continued existence vary enormously, but they scare the hell out of me, a trained nuclear, biological, and chemical warfare specialist. No one who has not experienced the effects of chemical weapons on the human body or witnessed a nuclear explosion can have any real understanding of their deadly impact. Survivors' accounts from the 2 atom bombs dropped on Japan in 1945 are more than frightening. Since then, scientific research has uncovered new horrors and an even more devastating everyday nuclear reality, unknown or ignored by most people as just too unpleasant to think about. But however hard it is to contemplate, we should not pretend that a major nuclear event is never going to happen. Nuclear disasters are a genuine reality, and we need to understand their consequences if we are to have any appreciation of the true dangers of nuclear weapons, whether they are detonated by some fanatical terrorist, a rogue state, or even by accident, of which there have been far too many. While the world has avoided a nuclear war, the number of mishaps, as chronicled in this book, is of grave concern. Nuclear accidents are to a penny. We really do need to sit up and take notice of the dangers of a nuclear war, which is becoming increasingly more likely as the years go by, as well as the all-too-frequent civilian nuclear emergencies that have threatened us since the very first nuclear accident, long before the first atom bomb. While the effects of conventional explosions are well known, even by civilians in this age of terrorist IEDs, improvised explosive devices, we need to understand that nuclear weapons are different. They are much more than just a very big bang, as would be generated by lots of TNT explosive. Nuclear explosions are emphatically not like big conventional explosions. They are much worse. Nuclear weapons don't just blow you to pieces, they can vaporize, kill, wound, and maim in 4 separate ways, and we need to understand just how deadly these threats are. The first thing that anyone unlucky enough to be in the vicinity of a nuclear detonation would notice is the intense double pulse of light, often described as brighter than 1,000 suns, a phrase based on a line from the Bhagavad Gita, an ancient Hindu scripture. That flash will fry your eyeballs and even burn your shadow on the wall like a grim photographic negative or eerie memorial. Then comes the intense heat, a pulse of tens of millions of degrees, racing out from ground zero's luminous fireball at almost the speed of light. The heat is so devastating that it vaporizes wood and even bricks, let alone soft tissue, flesh and bone. Human beings combust to ash in a second. Even glass can melt and catch fire. Third comes the all-powerful explosive blast wave, radiating out from ground zero at over 4,800 kilometers per hour, 3,000 miles per hour, literally faster than a speeding bullet, destroying everything in its path. Buildings are ripped apart, cars, people and animals are blown away by a ferocious gale 100 times worse than the worst tornado. Everything standing is vulnerable to the blast. At Hiroshima, only the strongest concrete structures survived, and then as twisted, broken shells. In a nuclear attack, the name of London's Shard would prove all too appropriate, as 1 million razor-sharp fragments of flying glass would scatter for miles around. Last and most insidious of all, after the heat and the blast comes radiation, invisible, silent, and deadly,